Good afternoon and welcome to Lariat TV News Today. I'm Kennedy Dendy.
And I'm Melanie Pace. Thanks for joining us today.
Victims and survivors of addiction came together on Wednesday to celebrate the place they found solace at, the Grace House.
LTVN's Caroline Waterhouse tells us more about this organization dedicated to helping women not only recover, but thrive.
The Grace House, a residential rehabilitation home for women in addiction, had their 4th annual fundraiser on Wednesday, September 19th. Every year, the fundraiser has raised a staggering $100,000 for the center that is completely free to its residents.
The painting behind me was done by one of our residents. It's called Healing, and it's done by one of our current residents who has taught herself to paint just in the last year. She was getting free from addiction. She painted this prophetically as the white, I'm going to get this messed up, so maybe I'm not going to say that. Each one of the colors in the painting represents something special and meaningful for her, representing the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and just the brightness that can come out of dark places and bring healing to herself and to other people.
A wave of silence encompassed the room as each of the women's stories of pain, loss, and recovery were shared.
It can be a lot. It can be a lot to take on. But honestly, looking at these women and their strength, it feels so inspiring. I'm constantly inspired by just the way that they're going after freedom from addiction, the way they're going after God, the way that they're just learning to live authentically. And so, I feel like I kind of take my strength from their strength. And yeah, I don't get burned out. I don't get tired. It's an amazing atmosphere that I feel like honored to be a part of.
McCormick stressed the two-sided street where she receives just as many benefits as the women in the program.
They've overcome so much, and they are not like these secondary charity cases. They are humans that are so strong and so deserving of a seat at the table.
Baylor's Parking and Transportation Services Department is implementing a new system called Time Park to more effectively manage the time parking spots around campus. Time Park was developed in response to complaints that time spaces were being occupied for longer amounts of time than allowed. The Baylor ITS department developed a web app where individuals can simply scan a QR code or go to a website to clock in with their license plate and email address when they park in a spot. There are currently 3 parking lots that are now enforcing this new parking system, including the 5th Street Garage, the Foster Loading Zone, and the Dutton Garage Circle. According to the Baylor website, vehicles that violate parking guidelines will receive a citation and be subject to a $35 fine. Almost all students have felt the stress of test week, and many have spent all night cramming for a big exam or project.
LTVN's Julia Lorenz found out about some ways to alleviate this stress, and you don't even have to leave campus to try them.
I spent 7 hours in Foster in one day.
This is the harsh reality students face when test week comes around. Have you ever caught yourself almost spending the night at the library after studying all night long for a test? When students are tasked with balancing studying, homework, a social life, and hobbies, it almost seems like spending the night at Moody is just a normal thing.
I'm pretty stressed. Obviously, I have a lot of tests.
Katie isn't the only student facing these emotions. Hundreds of students come to the Academic Success Center in hopes to get help.
The crazy test week brings tons of stress to the students, and it can be very difficult to manage and maneuver through a week of 4 tests right in a row.
I definitely feel like there's a lot of pressure and stress put on the students.
Although stress is a normal thing, sometimes it can be taken too far and eventually affect your health.
Issues that I see with students who are stressed out are either not eating properly, they're not getting enough rest, they're not taking care of themselves physically.
I just have not gotten much sleep in the past week. I had a 2.5-hour SI that was right during dinner, so I was so starving by the end of it, but it's okay.
This is what students feel like they have to tell themselves to get through rough weeks like this one. But Trish Baum and the rest of the employees at the Career and Professional Development Center are there to help you and make weeks like this more bearable. They offer a variety of resources such as supplemental instruction, strategic learning instructions, academic counseling, a learning lab, mentoring, and free tutoring. All these resources and more are available for students to use and should be taken advantage of.
Dr. R. Marie Griffith, Distinguished Professor of Washington University in St. Louis, spoke to the Baylor community on Tuesday about the long battle for sex education and clarifying how it relates to the current #MeToo movement. Griffith reflected on how issues of race and sex split the Christian community early on. She discussed how various political cases and sexual scandals expanded the nation's interest in sexual harassment and women's rights. This is part of a two-part lecture series for the Charles Edmondson Historical Lecture Series. While Griffith relayed how history seems to repeat itself, she closed the talk on a hopeful note, charging students and adults in the public alike to empathize with others and build a better world.
It's out with the old and in with the new for Baylor's financial and human resources systems. Becky King, Enterprise Resource Planning Project Director, says the old software needs a major update to support projects like Illuminate, Baylor's 5-year strategic plan. This initiative, called Ignite, will only affect the university's old enterprise resource planning systems, which includes processes such as financial management, budget planning, human resources, and payroll. King said it's about time for these changes since the human resources system we were using was installed in the early 90s. For students, everything will relatively look the same, but King said the new cloud-based system will provide the university with easier disaster recovery, since all the data will now be in the cloud rather than on-campus computers.
After 2 years without a federal judge in Waco, the vacancy has finally been filled. Alan Albright is the new federal judge for the city of Waco. Judge Walter S. Smith Jr. held the position before retiring in 2016 due to sexual assault charges. Since then, Judge Robert Pittman, who is based in Austin, was driving back and forth from Austin to Waco to handle the majority of the federal court proceedings in Waco, including the civil and Title IX cases at Baylor. The Senate confirmed Albright's nomination earlier this month, and Albright said he'll begin work immediately, starting by figuring out which cases he'll take from Pittman.
There's a few YouTube famous faces on Baylor's campus this year, and you might know them by their hair scrunchies and mascara.
We've got the details coming up right after this.
It's not just a school to me, it's home.
Home.
Everyone's there to help you and to see you succeed.
Challenging.
Challenging.
Like, I'm here, I can do this.
Friends.
Friendship.
Relationships.
There's people that know you and people that are there for you around every corner.
It's the shared experience. Rigorous. Growth.
Transformative. Tradition.
Tradition.
Faith.
Faith.
I've loved every second of it. It's family.
It's home.
It's Baylor.
They're twin sisters with more than 9 million followers on social media, and now they're balancing building a brand with settling into their freshman year at Baylor. I sat down with entrepreneurs Brooklyn and Bailey McKnight to find out the secret to their success.
Hey guys, it's Brooklyn and Bailey, and
I'm Kennedy.
And we are catching up on our college experience today.
For twin YouTube sensations Brooklyn and Bailey, adjusting to college life just came naturally. Through meeting new people each day to managing both school and their work, for these Baylor Bears, freshman year is off to a great start.
I think the transition's been like a very positive one. I have so much free time that I wasn't expecting to have, and I'm still getting all my work done, keeping up with my schedule, and just having more people to meet all the time. And there are so many new faces every single day, and I feel like it will stay that way because there's such a big pool of students, and that's just exciting and fun. So it's been really good.
And what's a better way to capture that college experience? Let the vlogs continue.
If you ever see us like walking around with our phone like in our face, it's not us taking selfies like we're trying to film. That's what we do for our job. It's like, it's fun, I love it, but you always get weird stares. So, but it's actually been pretty good here. No one's questioned us or anything, anything like that. One time, people when I'm vlogging will be like, oh my gosh, you're filming a video, like can I be in it? But never anything negative.
With over 5.5 million YouTube subscribers and 3.8 million Instagram followers, these two entrepreneurship majors plan on using what they learn at Baylor to help continue the growth of their brand.
Our goal right now is to just build,
expand on that.
Yeah, and we call it the empire. Build an empire around our brand because social media is so unpredictable. It can go away at any second, and so our goal is to build brands that can live outside of social media on their own, but build them while we still have that audience and that those eyeballs to like convert. So. It's just about expanding that and being able to pursue more of those in the future.
So college education is really important, and our channel is based around like girls
growing up with us.
Like we
have
are
an audience that
the
is
normal
like
girls.
relatively anywhere from like 4 to 10 years younger than us, and so that's like our basic demographic, and so we wanted to be able to like be a good example for them.
And one of those things is going to college, which is like really
Pursuing
important.
An education,
and so,
especially as like female role models.
Yeah. Although they did consider going to different schools, both Brooklyn and Bailey are more than happy that they are able to experience college with each other by their side.
We're best friends and we're business partners, and
we get along.
Yeah, it would be
work
weird.
well together. For Lariat TV News, I'm Kennedy Dindy.
Another pair of Baylor women are also trying their hand at running a small business. When junior Claire Griffin was introduced to sophomore Jordan Schaefer in sorority recruitment last January, she didn't know she just met her future business partner. Now Schaefer is Griffin's little sister, and the two adore thrift shopping for unique clothes together. They particularly enjoy going to Dirt Cheap, a thrift store located off of Valley Mills. These sorority sisters had the idea to create a small business of their own. Their Instagram, Bees Knees Bargains, saves people the step of searching for that perfect outfit. They buy pieces beforehand and then resell them on their Instagram. Customers can purchase clothes by commenting on the picture or by direct messaging the Instagram.
Environment-themed artwork is on display at Terry and Joe's Food for Thought as part of an exhibit to raise awareness about climate change. The exhibit, hosted by the Waco Friends of Peace and Climate, gives visitors a chance to sign a petition to make Waco 100% renewable by 2050. 40 cities around the country have already made the pledge. Waco Friends of Peace and Climate Director Alan Northcutt wants the art exhibit to inspire its visitors to take action. Along with the petition, free renewable grocery bags and tips for green living were provided to guests at the event's opening night. Each piece of art was entered into a competition with a prize of $1,000. The winner was John Shaburi, who said his artwork was inspired by post-apocalyptic future. The artwork will now be at display and available for purchase until October 1st.
The Secret Chef of Waco's newest location at 1400 Spate near Baylor can satisfy your craving for a home-cooked meal.
I caught up with that namesake of the longtime Waco business to discuss his hopes for his newest store. Are you craving a home-cooked meal, out of groceries, or searching for catering for your next event? Look no further than Secret Chef.
Well, years ago, I had a catering business, and people wanted my food, and so we developed Secret Chef retail stores where you can come in, open the refrigerator door, grab food, take it home, warm it up, and just bring good home-cooked food to you. We have brought lots of good food for a long time. Secret Chef is 10 years old, and we've just recently opened down here at Baylor, and we are hoping to reach the Baylor area community, the downtown community, and bring good food to them, which is closer to their neighborhood.
The meals here in the green are our healthier options. We have items like baked chicken with roasted vegetables, just a good simple protein and good fresh vegetables. Another popular item that we have is our herb crusted salmon with steamed broccoli and a little red bell pepper. That is a very great item. Another thing is you can have Thanksgiving all year at Secret Chef. There's the roasted turkey breast with sweet potatoes and green beans.
We have catering jobs every day, from Baylor athletics to corporate events we take care of. And so we have all those, plus the stores that we have to fill each day with fresh food for you to buy. Well, the great thing is you don't have to order. You just come in the store, walk in, open the refrigerator, and grab the food you want and take it home. No need to order. Just come in and take it home and warm it up.
I'm here at Baylor's location of Secret Chef, and thanks to the Secret Chef of Waco, I'm leaving here with a buttermilk pie.
Just stop by and see us, come in and shop. You don't have to order, like I said. Just come in and grab enough food for 2 or 3 days. It'll keep you out of the grocery store and keep you out of the hot kitchen. Just warm it up every day.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Kennedy Dindy.
Waco's coffee community battled it out in a latte competition at Dichotomy Coffee Roasters on Monday. The event commemorated the life of barista Jay Markley, who died in a car accident in May of 2017. Monday would have been Markley's 25th birthday. Latte art throwdowns have been held for several years, but Monday's crowd was especially large. To start the competition, Markley's wife, Andrea, talked about her late husband's love for coffee and people. Coffee artists from all over Waco created coffee drinks with tulips, rosettes, and other designs. Common Grounds Brew and Native Sons all had baristas participating in the contest. Kyler Griffith, associated with Native Sons, walked away with the top prize.
The men's tennis team is getting a few updates this season, including a brand new coach.
Sports with Noah is coming up right after the break.
It's not just a school to me, it's home.
Home.
Everyone's there to help you and to see you succeed.
Challenging.
Challenging.
Like, I'm here, I can do this.
Friends.
Friendship.
Relationships.
There's people that know you and people that are there for you around every corner.
It's the shared experience. Rigorous. Growth.
Transformative. Tradition.
Tradition.
Faith.
Faith.
I've loved every second of it. It's family.
It's home.
It's Baylor.
After a disappointing game against the Duke Blue Devils, Coach Matt Rule wants to correct the team's errors in sick Kansas.
We have to give the offensive line more chances, and we have to run the ball more. At the same time, when we do, we have to be excellent on third down, which at the end of the day, I think we finished like 7 of 15, so we were, almost 50% on third down, which is pretty good.
The run game and the offensive line had been a concern for Baylor the past 2 weeks, but Rule hopes to improve that this weekend. After the three main running backs for Baylor, Jermichael Hasty, John Lovett, and Tristan Ebner, mustered only 36 yards against Duke, Rule wants to be aggressive running the ball against Kansas's strong pass defense, though the absence of Hasty in the first half may dampen Rule's plans. Hasty is suspended for the first half of Saturday's conference opener because of an incident against TCU last season after he was tackled. He will be eligible to play in the second half. Catch the Bears in action this Saturday at 2:30 at McLean Stadium. The Baylor tennis program has met its match in new director of tennis, Brian Boland. LTVN's Jenna Welch sat down with Boland and learned how he plans to take the men's tennis team to the next level this season.
This is Brian Boland, a four-time national champion and one of the most respected coaches in tennis. He is committed to Baylor's values and continuing the tradition of excellence that's been established in the tennis program.
I've been honored and humbled to become part of the Baylor family. I knew that it was a really strong academic school and they had some great programs, but this is a unique place, really, really special. People are not only invested in being great on the field and on the court, but they want to be great in life.
The Boland family have worn green and gold ever since the opportunity was presented in just
one meeting, really. My wife and I felt that this was not only the best thing for me professionally, but most importantly, our family. I mean, this was a family move. We love being around the student athletes. It's really critical time in their lives where you can have so much impact. And that's been something that's been so special for our family is, to be around these young people that have, great energy. They're superb mentors, and my kids really look up to them. Of course, my 13-year-old tells the players how bad he's going to beat them every day, so that we need to find a little bit of balance there.
Coach Boland focuses on improving his players from all over the globe as leaders on and off the court.
The first thing I did when I took the job is I traveled to every single city to meet with the families and the young men. It was very clear to me they loved Baylor. They were excited to be at Baylor and represent Baylor. Certainly there's always that anxiety that comes from change, but they've embraced it completely. And we're still going through some changes, but all in all it's been amazing, and they're the biggest reason for that. I mean, they've been all ears and they've asked tons of questions, and we're learning about each other, and I think we're off to an incredible start. We're just honored and humbled to be part of this journey and to be Bears.
The number 19 ranked Baylor volleyball team lost its first Big 12 matchup of the season Wednesday night in the Farrell Center to Texas Tech.
Unfortunately, our highs are high and our lows are lows right now, and to be a good team, you got to be consistent and know how to fight and battle through those things a little bit tougher with that. So you got to pick yourselves up, and we got to do that as fast as we can.
The Bears came out with an early lead and maintained it, winning the first set 25-13, but they dropped the remaining 3 sets and failed to keep up defensively to Tech. Sophomore outside hitter Yassiana Presley led the team with 15 kills, but overall the Bears were subpar and the Raiders prevailed. It was a tough loss for Baylor, but they looked to bounce back against the Texas Longhorns in Austin on Wednesday. Baylor soccer picked up a win in their last non-conference game of the season on Sunday against the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley 2-0. After a difficult first half, freshman defender Juliana Cunningham headed in a corner kick from senior forward Jackie Crowther to put the Bears on the scoreboard with 13 minutes left in the first half. And in the 70th minute, junior forward Reagan Padgett landed a goal furthering the Bears' lead. The match was physical with 8 fouls in the second half, and red cards were dished out to the Bears, causing some mid-contest adjustments. The Lady Bears kick off their Big 12 regular season play Friday in Austin against the Texas Longhorns. And that's all I have for your sports update.
Thanks for watching Lariat TV News Today.
We'll see you next week. Have a great day.